have one other guest here, Jesse Benton from the Ron Paul organization. He's the communications director. And what we want to talk a little bit about is the internet strategy that Ron Paul has used to date. David was mentioning about YouTube. We're doing this video for YouTube, and he now has over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, nearly double what Barack Obama has. How do you guys sense this phenomenon happening within the campaign?
Yeah, we've been watching our YouTube stats quite closely, and we're just real excited about it because Ron's the type of candidate that needs more than just a 30-second soundbite to be able to communicate his message, because it's something that people need to discover. It's something that's not out there always in the mainstream media, and not the position of the establishment. So we're just real excited about YouTube because it allows him to create our own little 2, 3, 4 minute interviews where he can communicate on a very personal one-on-one basis with viewers. And we can spread that around. And if you look at some of our videos, they've really just gone viral quite quickly. After the South Carolina debate, we produced a quick video called Educating Rudy, and within about 48 hours it had over 100,000 views. So we're pretty excited about that.
That's pretty phenomenal. And then DIGG, it seems to be the central nerve of the effort. Is that a correct take of it?
DIGG is real cool. I wouldn't say it's a central nerve. It's part of our strategy. It's real cool because it allows if people dig an article about Ron Paul, it goes to the front of digg.com, and it's in a place where a lot of people can check it out and read it. And just as a note to you journalists out there, if you want to write about Ron Paul, it's a good way to get yourself some exposure. If you're a budding journalist, it's very likely to get dug and put on the front of DIGG. So write about Ron.
I guess where you want him to come is your website. And I have noticed phenomenal increase in traffic. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton's website, now Ron Paul's website, campaign website, is getting more traffic than each of those. Yeah,
on the day after, I don't have stats for after the 15th debate, but after the March 3rd debate out in the May 3rd debate out in California, the day after, we had 706,000 visitors to our website, which I think is pretty phenomenal, and I believe was about 4 times as many as any other Republican candidate. So again, people are discovering Ron Paul's message, and they want to learn more. They're coming, and they're seeking out information.
Well, Jesse, this week the Washington Post had a story about the GOP playing catch-up front page.
With your name was the first 2 words in the story.
I happen to be in it because of Tech Republican. But if you can, Ron Paul is obviously doing some pretty amazing things online, as we've just talked about. If you can, what does that mean that you all are getting bypassed by the mainstream media?
Well, I do want to say I don't think that we're being completely bypassed. The mainstream media has been covering us more and more. If you saw here today, CBS, CNN, they were all here checking us out. I think it's legitimate that a candidate has to make some buzz before the mainstream media starts to pay attention, and we've been flooded by requests by the mainstream media. So we are excited about that. The internet has been the tool that we've been able to use to make people stand up and pay attention, and I think that's real exciting for people on the right or the left that just care about democracy and care about the voice of citizens. The internet is a tool that it's really becoming part of the whole integrated media model now, where you've got TV, you've got podcasts, you've got YouTube, you've got blogs, and newspapers and blog journalism are starting to blend together, and it's becoming a point. We're getting to a point now where you really can disseminate a message, and if it's powerful, if it grabs people, then you can get it out, and you're not blocked by name recognition or a lack of access to tens of millions of dollars.
Well, and we'll conclude, but Chris Anderson writes a book called The Long Tail. I don't know if you've read that or not, but it's just this notion that you can really tap into to effectiveness by getting into the niche markets. And I think that's, in a way, what Ron Paul is going to be able to do. So if you can, for a minute, just tell us how you all are really trying to get his targeted message out there through different strategies.
Well, our targeted message is that Ron is the only true conservative and real Republican in the race. And if you look at the history of the Republican Party, we've historically been against entitlements and been a party of non-interventionist foreign policy. And you're right. If you can get into niche markets that want to write about free markets, real free markets, through the power of the internet, you can then take that and then distribute that message around. Like Free Market News out of Florida, for example, has been real positive in covering us because they think that Ron is the only candidate that really represents true free markets, not government control and government regulation. But through DIGG and through other tools and through the power of search engines and things like that, our stories covered by Free Market News are getting around to people, and again, that message is really powerful when people start to discover it.
Are you guys doing briefings for the Ron Paul in terms of what's happening on the internet and everything?
He is real interested in the internet. He's always asking questions, and sometimes I have to go scramble to get the answers for him. He's really engaged candidate. He's really excited by the internet, and he really recognizes the power of the internet and also the need to make sure that the internet is not regulated, not interfered with by government, because it's one of the last true vehicles of liberty.
Thank you very much, Jesse.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks
guys.
a lot, Jesse. And remember, Nation.
It's your dome.